And got it. Got it. Go live. You are good to go. You just want to switch
Thank you,
over to, you
love.
can close this window if you want.
This one?
Yeah,
Okay. And that.
back to Zoom.
Thank
Okay,
you.
yep.
Brenda says, go, Jeff. I do have my own personal tech guy. Am I blessed? Oh, so some love to Jeffrey. He takes really, really good care of us. And the first time that we did this, we had so many people sign up, they couldn't all get in. And so now we make sure we live stream it over. So if you ever are in a situation where you're trying to get into this session and you can't get in, just head on over to my YouTube channel, which is Misa Hopkins, and you can see and be with us there. So, yeah. And thank you, Maureen. And Maureen is my wing woman here. You want to wave, Maureen? So that, yeah, she's awesome. She'll be making sure our mics stay closed throughout because sometimes we forget or we bump it and it opens up and we want it to stay quiet during the meditation. So beautiful. I'm so glad you're all here and in this holding that we do together. This practice, this holding is ancient. It's well over 1,000 years old. It's a fundamental practice that came when I was gifted a beautiful medicine bowl. And the medicine bowl came with no instructions. But after a few years, I realized I really was supposed to do something with it. That's a story unto itself. But as I began to sit and meditate, the ancestors came back and the memories came back of having done these beautiful practices in the feminine to awaken ourselves. Or as the women said, the question they asked themselves that you may want to ask yourselves. And we just asked this in the She Rising group. We were just being with that new question. How do I shed my limited body to become my limitless self? How do I shed my limited body to become my limitless self? And we have discovered that what the women unfolded over more than 1,000 years of being present to that question, generation to generation to generation, is they developed a pathway of profound compassion. And what they discovered is what many of us have been discovering in this lifetime, is that as we open gently to the depths of compassion that we're able to experience in any moment, as we open to that, we heal emotionally. And as we heal emotionally, our spiritual gifts rise up and awaken, and we are able to more easily access them to heal physically. And in my experience, consistently, the emotional body, I'm always taken to the emotional body first when I do private holding or healing sessions. Even if I'm working in sound, the emotional body first. And then the physical body follows, because so much of what we experience in our physical bodies started at a moment that we experienced some kind of emotional trauma or disconnection from divine love. So when we reestablish that sense of inner reconnection to love, then we find it easier to take care of ourselves and to heal. And that's our journey as individuals. As I know it, that's our great journey. That's the awakening, the rising of the sacred feminine. That's what this is. As I was saying to Jeffrey on the walk this morning, the great work of the feminine energy is to heal the emotional body of this planet, because it is the least developed. If we walk around our medicine wheel, mind, body, spirit, emotions, what's the one that has needed the most attention? Our emotions. How do we know that? Look at the amount of abuse that occurs on the planet, the amount of abuse that we have experienced in our lives. We simply need to attend to the emotional body of human consciousness. And we begin that journey in a sacred way for ourselves. And as the ancient ones teach us over and over again, every act of creation, when we are in service to others, begins by being in service to love within the self. We start here. We serve others, we return to the self and nurture the self again. So self love is a sandwich. It's a love sandwich, right? Our love for ourselves, beginning and the end, and in the middle is where we open that love in service to others. And that helps us refrain from, change those codependent patterns we get into. That's what allows us to change narcissistic tendencies. And we've all got a little bit of that too inside of us. It's that self love that allows it to change. And so I really want to honor you for being here and choosing that self love. Now, I want to be really clear before we go into the holding. It is perfectly okay to be here and say, Misa, self love sounds really nice, but I don't really feel it for myself yet. That's okay. It's totally okay. We've all had a moment of connection somewhere in our lives. That can be connection to the beautiful, I'm looking at a tree outside in our yard. That can be a tree that you just love. That can be you are a lover of sunsets. You enjoy your cat sitting in your lap, you just calm and you feel connected. Life is full of connection. And you can anchor into any one of those moments of connection, and it will start to open up love. It can be a color you enjoy. It can be that simple. And if that even feels like too big of a stretch, simply choosing in your mind and heart that you will know love is enough to get it started. I choose to know love is enough. That presence, that willingness that you acknowledge it, that you see it, and that you choose to have an experience for yourself is enough to open the door. And I've met women who went from, Misa, I don't know love. I've worked with women, I don't know self-love, to a place where their hearts opened and they felt it for the first time. Love for themselves, love for another, love for the divine. So remember, if you were in 3 Secrets to Unshakable Self-Love with me, baby steps, baby steps. Go to the step where you can feel something. That's perfect. It will all come in its time. Some of you, that expansion into self-love is familiar to you. It's comfortable to you. That's awesome. So here's what the grandmothers teach us. It ain't limitless. So if you know some measure of love and of self-love, that beautiful connection to the divine, because that, for me, that's my understanding of what self-love is, that you are divine. You're remembering it, you're feeling it. That is awesome. And here's your opportunity to say, oh, what aspect of self-love do I not yet know? In the meditation, you'll hear me invite you to go deeper into love than you've ever been before, because there's some quality, some nature of love that your emotional body wants to experience and your physical body wants to experience. And simply by choosing, I choose, I direct my mind, I choose to go into a love I've never known, you're opening a doorway to yet some other aspect of love. So we have lots of opportunity wherever we are in our sacred journey, and that all matters. All of it matters. Then we get to be where we are and honor ourselves in that. And that's where it opens, when we honor where we truly are. We don't try to force it. We're not going to try to fix anything. When I'm healing, I don't see someone as broken. I wasn't taught to think that way. My elders would have gone, what? You're broken. Just use your medicine sound. Sing, sing, sing. Things will shift. Let them shift. You will love. Let love become. We surrender to a love over and over again that is so profound, we have yet to experience it. Mm. And then we get to see how that manifests for us in our lives. So today, my invitation is to you is to consider if today it would be possible to surrender a little bit more to love. So who's in with me on surrendering to love? Type a yes in the chat, a thumbs up. Let me, are you in? Yeah, me too. Me too. And we want to recognize today that this holding for healing is a gift that yes, I'm seeing some yeses and I'm in and absolutely and some smiles. Yes, please, all in. Yes, yes, yes. And it's okay if it's a timid yes. That thumbs up. Let me, are you in? Thank you, Maureen. Yeah, it's okay. It can be timid. It can be yes, I'm ready. It doesn't, it's our journey. We get to do it the way we choose to do it and be held in respect for what you're choosing in this moment. So if you would like to, if it's helpful for you, please feel free to type in the chat what you want to give love to today. What part of you wants some love today? Oh, Caprice, thank you. It is a different kind of surrender. This actually was taught to me by Mary Magdalene. So, a little aside, one of my medicines is to receive ancient teachings and bring them back. They come find me in my dreams, in my meditations, in medicine bowls. They come and they say, Misa, these got lost or almost lost. Would you please bring them back, including Mary Magdalene? Um, and she's the one who talks about surrender, that hope is surrender to God's love. Isn't that beautiful? It's not about giving up, surrendering to love.
Recording in progress.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you, Maureen.
Oh, was
Oh,
that
that
you?
was I do.
Whoever did it.
Whoever did it.
We've got some echo. We're good. All right, good. We're back. So, surrendering whatever it is to love itself. And I'm seeing some beautiful sharing here. Yeah, love to the part of you, Jasneet, that is traumatized by others being cruel and abusive towards you. Yeah, that's a powerful statement to make, that I surrender this pain I have carried to love. I often have a visual of that, of like holding the pain in our hands and taking it back to the birthplace of creation and saying, in love, I return this so that it can be recreated in you and in your life. So thank you for your bravery, Jasneet. Thank you. And CJ says, love to the part of you that worries. Oh, could any of us identify with CJ? Anybody here? The part that worries? Yes. I'm seeing some hands, some nods. Yeah. That's a beautiful one. And it's really powerful in the sacred feminine when we as women let go of our worry. Because worry is part of that codependent stuff we get into. Then we try to go help everybody. But when we don't have to worry, another power arises in our compassion. I love that. And Jane, you want to give love to your grief. Oh, sweetie, I can so hold that with you. So many moments my heart has grieved. And I'm seeing some nodding. There's some people here who know. They know how to hold grief with you. Yeah. Valerie, you're connected to Mary Magdalene too. I love that. I love finding sisters with those connections. Elisa, good. Or Alyssa, forgive me if I said that wrong. Love to your fears. That's exactly what we do. Because all of those emotions come with a fear. So beautiful. Yeah, some love to that. Cherry, love to your body. Ooh, you're going through radiotherapy. Yeah. Ooh, honey, your body needs some tender, tender love right now. I'm so glad you're here to do that for yourself. And Anne says, vision both literally and metaphysical, your life vision. Beautiful. This is also lovely, Anne. In the holding, We often start with what is not working because that's where our brain typically goes. But we can also go right into the vision that we're holding for ourselves and love it so that it manifests and becomes and expands in exciting ways. Sophie says, love the part of you that is afraid. Beautiful. Terry, send love to the you that has checked out and disassociated since the beginning of your life. This is so beautiful. So often we try to ignore the part of us that's disassociating, like something's wrong with it. If I could just get rid of that part of me, there is something truly magical when we just say, oh, honey, the part of me that felt like she had to leave. Ah, I love you. I love you for taking care of me and protecting me. Love for that part of ourselves. Beautiful.
Not for that bird.
Fiorenza, the part that was never held. Oh, yeah. So many of us grew up in environments, especially if our parents lived through wartime. This happens a lot. They could not afford to be all loving. They were about survival. Can I feed you tomorrow? How am I going to dress you or keep you safe? So that loving nurturing often got missed, and that happens for 2 or 3 generations before we start to really incorporate that emotional nurturing again. So I love that, honoring what has not yet been held, loving it, holding it. It's a yummy, yummy gift to give ourselves. Love to what scares you. Elizabeth, that's so powerful. Yeah, because those fears happen from some experience we usually experienced as a child or a past life that we couldn't make sense of and didn't understand. We didn't know what was going on. And so in order to actually have a deeper understanding of ourselves, the fear itself is powerful to hold in love. We get new perspective, broader perspective about our lives than what's been going on. And our gifts, by the way, often come out of the other side of that. Yeah, Brenda says, what has been physically hurt for so long. Yeah, that our cells want to feel that love. So when you're working on the physical, invite yourself somewhere in the meditation, even if I don't say it, go right into your physical body. And always follow your own knowing, even more so than the words I say. The words are just an outline. Follow your own guidance. That's where your wisdom lives. Yeah. And Karen, choosing the part of you that is grieving and feels unloved. That's right. Those parts that didn't get to feel love, we do a certain amount of grieving that they didn't get to feel it. And it's in honoring that grieving and loving the grief that we do feel it. So beautiful awareness. Oh, Debbie, yeah, thank you. Loved the parts that don't trust myself. Yeah, in Three Secrets, we talk about where that lack of trust of ourselves comes from in those relationships. We rebuild it. And it begins by choosing it and loving the part that learned not to trust, right? Because that's a self protective mechanism. So, how beautiful to then say, I just love you. I love that part of me that couldn't trust in that moment. Ah, Sarah, loved the inner child who was continually shut down. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, that is a big part for a lot of us. A lot of our parents grew up with tough love ideas that were a little skewed, like if I'm too soft with you, right? I need to toughen you up for life. Yeah, or parents that had been too toughened up and they just passed it on down, or adults in our life who thought it's better to tell you what's wrong with you so you could fix it. Ugh, very toxic energy, and often they didn't know that themselves. So how beautiful to just love her and let her feel your empathy and your compassion. Yeah, Maureen, I like that. Lay down and surrender insecurities. Just here you go. Those insecurities can finally rest. Good. Love your creativity. Yes. And love your doubt. Doubts are important. Doubts are survival mechanisms, but when we've been traumatized, they get on hyperdrive, right? And we doubt everything. So we want to love them. They're not our enemies. We want to love them. As soon as they're loved, they calm down and creativity flows. Yeah. Oh, another one. Jasneet, you're connected to Mary Magdalene too. Awesome. Oh, loving the confidence in your body. Ava, that is yummy. To feel it. Let your love flow into that. Absolutely. Oh, Sheila, I love that too. The part that procrastinates. I'm betting there are a few of us that can relate to that one too, right? Oh my gosh, yes. And just love it because it came from somewhere. Some part of childhood said it's better to procrastinate, or it was our nature from our soul from other lifetimes. There's a reason. And here's the cool thing about procrastination sometimes it serves. Sometimes procrastination in another lifetime saved our life. And so we come here and we just keep playing it out. But it's so beautiful when we love it and then we're free. Then we can choose. I will or I won't procrastinate. Habit of being too hard on yourself. Sharon, that's a big one for a lot of us. That inner voice that just won't quiet down, right? It just needs love. It also is a voice trying to protect. So today we're going to give it a chance to be honored for its protective quality so we can relax. That's an option for you. Yeah. Good, good, good. Loving all of your parts and the chaos and confusion, caprice. That's right. We talked about this in She Rising this morning. Chaos is part of the process. When we open to it, life transforms. If we try to get rid of it, we're stuck. Yeah. That feels unwanted and dismissed. Yeah. That unwanted feeling, Julie, that often starts in the womb. In the womb. So just a little hint. See if maybe that helps you as you go into the holding. Yeah, because that's where that sense of I don't matter, that feeling of being dismissed starts, and that's a disconnection from divine love. Powerful to go to that place and heal. Good. And Maureen laying down and the surrender. Surrender fears of rejection. This is one of the big three that we go through in She Rising. That rejection, oh my, we want to feel accepted. So loving the part that felt rejected, finally, that little one, loving up on her is really good. Yeah, feeling that part of Mother Earth. Oh my gosh, okay. I could be here a long time. There are 40 messages in here, so I'm gonna stop here. We'll spend the whole time. But oh my goodness, such awarenesses. You might want to save this chat. There's a little gray bar down underneath all the chats. If you click on it, I understand that allows you to save it. So you might want to do that. That there are some beautiful reflections back to some of you who have shared the same feelings. Yeah, I'm seeing some physical organs that want some love. I'm seeing some emotional parts. Bravo for your courage to love. So, in holding, trust your own guidance first. Remember that. Some of you are going to go all the way through with me and hear every word. Some of you, my voice is going to fade in and out. That's normal. Some of you are going to say, Misa, I think I fell asleep. I don't remember a doggone thing you said. That's okay too. That somnambulatory state, the grandmothers say, is going way deep into the subconscious. Just let it be and rest. You're going way deep into the dreamtime mind, and it'll come up later. You'll see how it's working for you. Lots and lots of tenderness. All right, let's go into holding. I invite you to get comfortable. Most people do best sitting. If you can't sit, reclining is great. It's good to have your feet uncrossed so that the energy flows better. one woman who goes so deep when I take her into meditation, she has to stand. So find that position that works for you. Some of you, as you go in, will want something to keep you warm. You'll want a blanket. Your body may get hot. Your body may get cool. So if it tends to cool, a blanket is great. You can always toss it off if your body gets hotter a little later. Give everybody a minute to get settled here. Okay, good. And we begin with the breath. And if you're new to this, I want to assure you it's nice and gentle, and trust your own knowing. It's so vital. Trust your own knowing. And breathe into the space that you are. Invite yourself to notice the rise and fall of your breath. Let it simply be. There is a small sliver of space between each breath. You can invite yourself to notice that. That small sliver of breath is a doorway into the feminine, into the great stillness. Invite your mind to be aware of the stillness. And let that stillness flow through you. It's okay if the mind is busy. It's okay. We can hold that too. We hold the busyness and gently, gently coach ourselves to become more and more aware of the stillness. You can, if you'd like, invite yourself to remember a moment when you felt love, any kind of love. Connection with nature, with an animal, with a human, a moment of awakening, or the intention to know love. They are all worthy doorways. It can be feeling loved by another or for another, or simply a moment of kindness or pleasure. Laughter is a form of love. It's a connection. You might notice that the love and that stillness are really one. And they have an expansive quality. You can invite that feeling of expanded love or the intention to experience it to anchor in your energetic womb space. All beings have this space of creation in their bodies, men and women. And women, you have this even if you've had a hysterectomy. That energetic space still lives there within you. This womb within you, this womb space, connects you to the primordial womb of all life, from which all life has come. We call it space, like the night sky. Space. And you can provide for yourself whatever you need to feel safe in this dark, cool, limitless, loving space. This womb from which all life has emerged. In this space, you are loved exactly as you are. There's nothing you can do to earn this love, and nothing you can do to take it away. The love exists as you exist. Your existence is enough to be loved. Invite your mind to take you deeper into love than you've ever experienced before. Your consciousness knows love. Even if you haven't remembered it in this lifetime, your consciousness knows love. Your mind loves to have something to do, so you can invite it to help you remember. To go to a place you have not yet remembered in this earthly life. Some depth of love. In this love, allow yourself to be aware of what you chose to bring to this meditation today, into this sacred journey. Your intention. And allow that intention to bathe in whatever love you can feel right now. Or bathe in the dream that it will be loved. Allow yourself to be aware of the part of you that has a longing, has not yet experienced something, some aspect of love that calls to you. And open in compassion, you might ask yourself, How old is that part of you that has not yet experienced this quality of love? Trust whatever number comes to you. Might be in the womb or as a little child, someone a bit older. If they're quite a bit older, it might be from another lifetime, another soul experience in another realm. And open your heart to compassion for that being who didn't get to experience the kind of love that you long for now. Let your compassion, your motherly, fatherly heart open. And let the stillness wash over you. That great, profound stillness from which all life was born. As it becomes still and quiet, you are returning into the great womb, the beginning. Surrendering it to love itself. This beautiful being who always wanted to know this form of love. And circumstances stopped that flow. And we learned in our lifetime how to protect ourselves in some way or another. We protected. Sometimes telling ourselves it really wasn't important, or it was ego. But it was you. It was your soul wanting to experience the completeness of love. Very gently, deepen into love. Deepen into that compassion, the compassion you would have for another being, another person. Go deeper, more expansive, into a love that holds the pain and also holds the potential of what is possible. You were created to hold it all. And let love soothe it all. Love is the greatest healer of all. Inch by inch, moment by moment, inviting in a little more love, a little more caring, respect for the experiences themselves and the one who lived through them, Even if you don't remember the experiences, your emotional body remembers. And even more into that compassion. Compassion far more vast than the memory or the feeling. As vast, as deep into love as you can experience. Inviting perhaps your ancestors or the divine as you know the divine to help hold you, to rest in their love, to rest in a love greater than you have remembered that it exists. And you can float and sink into that love. Focusing now on the love, on the compassion, on the potential that exists within you. Notice your emotions rise and fall from moment to moment as it makes its journey through the chaos of what has not been to what could be. It moves back and forth like a wave, back and forth. Finding a new belief, a new way to live, a new way to exist with greater joy and ease and comfort. Holding what is there, allowing it to be, to all the parts that have hoped and dreamed of love. Inviting them to dream, to imagine, to know, to remember. Letting it all crack open. Inviting and allowing your potential to rise in the stillness, in the comfort of the quiet, the yin, the dark, cool womb that holds it all. allowing love to work through you, to move through your emotions and your bones, your body. Let it caress. Let it touch you at your core. Whatever part of your body might be holding on to, let it be caressed. Feel the breath of the wind touching you. It might even be an ancestor touching you. Offering you comfort. You might notice your gift starting to activate. Your hands tingling, opening. Your feet tingling or opening. Or any part of your body beginning to respond to the love that you have opened to. You might notice you are hearing or feeling or sensing or seeing color, light, energy. Trust it if it's soft or strong. That it is just right for you. And open up the very cells of your body to receive love. This love. Love born from the great stillness. Love that is new. And profound and sweet. Loving the movement, observing the movement. Your body replenishing from the life force of the universe through the love, the sound, the light. You might sense or see numbers or knowingness or geometry, symbols, mantras or single sounds or a whispering of wisdom, a knowingness within about you, healed and whole, alive and thriving. This woman, this man who is becoming. Let your inner senses come alive. Your inner world gifts flourish, and observe and notice them opening up within you and serving you. expressing through you. Invite yourself to expand into an awareness of love that is new and fresh, vibrant and alive. Allowing the mind, the body, the spirit, and the emotions to receive the gifts of that love, of that choice, expanding within you. Invite your decisions in your life to flow from this awareness. Inviting your I am to become apparent now. You may have been experiencing it, a vision, a thought, a feeling, a knowingness, a sound, a word. The expression of your love, the expression of divine love pulsing through you. Allow yourself to see, sense, hear, know, feel your I am expressed in your life, in your day-to-day life. How could you honor this I am or engage it? Is that an activity to do? Is that a reminder in your home about how to be? Is there something to learn, to know? And with this awareness of your I am, we bring this into physical form in our lives. This is the great alchemical transformation, to bring what is known and experienced in spirit and in love into this earthly walk. So in 3 breaths, we're going to bring ourselves with this beautiful awareness that we have generated together into our bodies. So I invite you to take a long, deep breath through your nose with me and blow into your bones, all the way into your bones, deep into the cells of your body. You want this to be a physical manifestation. Good. Notice the air around you. It has a temperature and a texture. There are scents and sounds to help bring you back into the earthly body. Next breath, deeper into our bodies. Big inhale. Blow hard through your mouth. Notice that you're sitting on something, on physical matter. You have a physical body. Next breath, coming all the way back in. Big inhale. And blow right into your body. This next step is important. Stretch, wiggle, rub. Make sure you can feel your body. When you can feel your body, very gently open your eyes and live in the I am that you are. Nice, nice deep work. All right, now I have a request. Please pop your camera on so I can at least see that you're here. It's my responsibility when I take you in a journey. Thank you. So you help me. If I know you're back, I know you're safe. Thank you, thank you. Yay. Good, good. I'm seeing people come back. Good. Leave those screens up for a few minutes here. I'm checking. Good. More of you are back. More coming back. Thank you. Good, good, good. All right. Caprice, come on back. Mickey, Kay. We love you. We want to see you. Sarah, Slavitha, Catherine, Liz, Jackie, Lisa. Oh, a few more. Keep those cameras on a little longer so I can tell. There you
I'm
are.
back. I'm back.
All right. Good, good, good. We want you all back. Not everybody's quite here yet. Some of you are still floating a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Come on back. So important that we make it part of our earthly experience. I know it feels good out there. It feels really good out there when we get into it. We want to just stay, don't we? Misa, I don't want to come home. But oh my goodness, how beautiful when we do bring it home. All right, good, good. Thank you for that. Beautiful work. So some of you may want to anchor that into physical reality by typing something in the chat, like I felt or I experienced. You may do that. I welcome that. It's okay not to. Some sacred experiences are simply meant to be held for a while, and some are meant to be shared. So you decide what feels right. If it helps you to write it down, please do. You can pop it in the chat. You can print it out later, and then you'll have a record, you'll have a memory. You can write about it in your journal. Yeah. Oh, your screen didn't want to come back? Yeah, they do that, don't they, Caprice? Yeah. Okay, and Julie's back. Thank you. Olga says, all right, chat room, you were letting me know you were back too. I see. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad you're back. Good. And some magic for you. Good. That's our way. That's the feminine energy into the other places, into those deep inner worlds. Good. You're back, Allison. Good. Good. So again, feel free to anchor it. I experienced this kind of love, or I saw an ancestor, something that lets you know it's real. This is important in that we've been told so often it wasn't real. But it is, and it's part of who we are, or we wouldn't have these experiences. As a wise therapist once said to me when I said, well, maybe it was just my imagination. And she said, well, Misa, out of all the things you could have experienced in the world, why do you think that one came to mind? She was pretty wise. She was right. It was important. Yeah. Yeah, so feeling the body, getting used to that, your spirit in the body, it is a journey, and it's something we practice until we get comfortable with it. Yeah, and crying. My elders called those medicine tears. That means we're releasing something. Tears are wonderful medicine. That's so good. Ah, Mary Magdalene came to you, Jasneet. That's beautiful. And a female ancestor. See, they know when we ask them, they're like, yes, I would love to love you. I would love to show you some love. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Letting go and letting the divine take care of stuff. Oh my goodness, isn't that sweet, Markia, when we can let go of the I have to figure it all out? There's a greater power that can do that. Oh, your great grandmother, Sharon, that's lovely. When you've never met them, it's really sweet to connect with them on the other side and find yourself in them, into the womb. Oh, good. Ah, yes, Sarah, that is what can happen. We feel a love we haven't felt from another human. Once we've felt it, now it comes in even here. So beautiful when we open that up. Freeing feeling. That's really beautiful. Yeah. Path to healing. Oh, you saw it, healing the anxiety. Yes, see, you're a planetary empath. The way I would say it, that makes sense, Olga. You're feeling compassion for all. So when we have that big compassion like that, it's so important that we spend time in compassion for ourselves. That's how we build the muscles to be able to hold things on a planetary level. So vital. A lot of us are empaths to aspects of Mother Earth or the cosmos. This is where we train those muscles first here. Very good. Oh, you got snakes and you're afraid of snakes? You sent love to the snakes. Oh, and the fear of snakes. Oh, how beautiful. When we have snakes come in like that, little tip, my friends, often it's part of your medicine. It's part of your power. So when you make friends with that being, you have access to the qualities that we see in the animals. You start recognizing those qualities within yourself. So bravo, Gigi. Good work. Colors. Oh, so you've got some color medicine in you. Some of you know the story with my mother. When my medicine gifts woke up, um, I sang sounds for her that I heard, but I saw the color in her body. And that color was a huge part of what healed her and allowed her to leave her deathbed. So with seeing the colors, they really matter. Some of you have to go. Love you. Love you. We'll look forward to next time. Sacred. Oh, untouched. Really feeling the purity of that, Fiorenza. That's beautiful. Yeah. Peaceful for you and your pup. Oh, I love that. The animals know. They're like, there's some good stuff over here. I'm coming. So I'm so glad the two of you experienced it together. Julia went out into the cosmos and given an infant surrounded by angelic beings. Oh, oh, how beautiful. So you got to love her the way she wanted to be loved. And then some, huh? And your cat loved it, Carolyn? They do. They just know. Some resistance. Tamara, that's a really good question. When we're not used to being in love or loved, there is a natural resistance, especially if love was associated with pain or abuse. So we want to go really, really slow. And Tamara, one of the things you can do in holding is hold the resistance itself. Remember, she's a little girl. She's a little girl and she's probably nervous and a bit scared. It's okay if you stopped meditating. That's okay. It's totally okay. And it's totally okay to say, wait a minute, how old are you? And see if you can wrap your consciousness around a little one. So thank you for sharing that. It happens to a lot of us. I've been meditating for 30 some years. Ariane and I both been meditating ever since we can remember. And we bump into moments of resistance. I'm speaking for us, Ariane. Hope that's okay. But just so you know, thank you. It doesn't just like stop. Resistance is what we get to hold. That's your freedom point. So the grandmothers talk about the energy of contraction and expansion in the universe, and we're a part of that. So sometimes we feel the contraction, and that's okay. We love that too. Sometimes we feel the expansion. We love that too, that we can hold it all. Beautiful. And Maureen, thank you. If you want to get the recording later, yep, go to my YouTube channel. That's where you go. You can see it again. And Julie's saying thank you to everyone for your presence. When we come together, we create a collective field that holds in a way that sometimes that is more expansive sometimes than we can get to on our own. So you've given yourself a really sweet gift by choosing to be together in love. Yay. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Yeah. It did go very deep. And I could feel some of you were right there, right on the edge of some of your toughest issues. So please let me applaud you and thank you for that dedication. That's where the transformation happens. Bravo. So I would invite us, since we're wanting to say thank you and I'm receiving your thank yous, and we have thank yous for each other, to feel free to turn on your camera and your audio. Maybe camera first. Could we just kind of move through with the hands on our hearts, or if you want to click the little heart symbol in reactions down below, and just, oh, some thanks, some gratitude for all these amazing women and men who are here today. Wow. What precious love we created together. Each individual bringing some gorgeous love into this space. Yeah, just flip through, go through each page, and love to everyone here.
Ayano and Jenny.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh my goodness, that could fill up a person for a few lifetimes right there. You are yummy. You are so yummy. So now if you'd like to open up your, yes, and I'm seeing your chats. I will read them later, I promise. I will read your thank yous and receive them and take them into my heart. Before we open up the lines and say goodbye to everyone, Maureen, would you just pop in the chat, Sacred Feminine Awakening? So if you haven't joined us before, you can go get your invitation. And then every month you get an invitation for these at Sacred Feminine Awakening. And some of you are making donations, and oh my goodness, do we bow and thank you and bless your gift. Keeps us going in the physical world. So we honor that. Maureen's, there she goes. She's got that in the chat room. Again, click the little gray bar below and you can save the chat, and you can see some of the beautiful comments sisters and brothers were offering to you when you were sharing. You are so welcome. So let's open up our lines and give some big love to each other. In words and gesture. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Misa.
all.
Blessed be.
Oh,
Thank
Love you,
Thank
Misa.
Bless
you.
you
Thank
all.
you.
love you.
Bye.
Thank
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye, all. See you next month.
Bye bye.
Bye.